Testing. All right. You can cut out that other shit.
Hey, yo, aim. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, bitch, I'm from Texas, where we still riding swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. For the drink.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This your boy Doc Holiday. As you already know, we back with another HBCU tonight, powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Man, just subscribe, comment, and subscribe. Get us in that algorithm, man. Get us back up in there. But hey, we are back again tonight. It's Monday night. It is July the 7th. Man, whew. If this year ain't going by fast, it is going by real fast. So other than that, man, I done did some things today, do house duties and stuff like that. And everything else is pretty much what it is. So y'all already know we broadcast live on YouTube and also on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, hit that follow button, and you come on to the YouTube, to the dark side of YouTube, hit that subscribe button ASAP. But other than that, man, we got to go ahead and get it down to the nitty gritty. We got commercials set up for the t-shirt business that we have. So make sure you get your shirts full and ready for football season. So I like this setup too. Hey, but here we go. Hey man, look, that is me and my wife's business, The Press House. Make sure if you want to, you can hit us up at thepresshouse25@gmail.com. And you get your order, whatever size shirt you want, what color shirt, what colors you want on there. We'll get you right. We'll get you tight, man. But I cannot do this intro like this man does intros, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Y'all may have seen my man all over the internet, especially on TikTok, especially when it comes to black facts. My favorite one is, you need to take your black ass home when that street light come on. Hey, he also comes up and give the ladies, their birthday wish. It's his own song, too. It's the birthday song. His way, the Cantown way, the Mississippi way. But you also know him as far as being on TikTok talking about autism awareness with his son. Of course, with what happened, going on with his mother and everything. But I want to bring my homeboy, I want to bring my dog up here from the bottom. But we here now. No Drake. I'll get my man first let up on this thing right here. What's good, bro?
What's happening, dog?
Man, I couldn't
I'm glad you made sure it's no Drake. Cause that boy been taking a lot of L's right now, boy. You know what I'm talking about? He making us light-skinned boys look hella bad. Okay? Making us light-skinned boys look hella bad. But I'm telling y'all right now, on the soul of Malcolm X, I'm gonna rep for the yellow boys in the right way. Cause Drake is making us look real sad right now.
Oh man, we gonna get into some music too. We gonna get into everything tonight, man.
You already playing some good stuff, man. I was backstage vibing. You know what I'm talking about? You the band and then the Texas stuff. I know you gonna keep it Texas down.
Oh yeah, we all know, man. Look, I have to keep my shirt on, represent for the hood, represent for Oak Cliff.
Oh, no doubt.
So,
Rip it.
We doing it big right now, man. But how you feeling today? How you feeling right now, man?
Man, I'm doing about the best I can. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to make it, still grieving. And just still trying to get everything together, get my life back. Right. So much of my life went into trying to keep my mama alive that it's like I really got to reorganize my life now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm doing about the best I can.
All right. And we here, on the podcast, man, like I said, we give condolences to you,
Man, appreciate you.
Passing of your mom and everything. But give us a thing about when it comes down to autism awareness and what better way to do it as having your son who, you said is a nonverbal, he's autistic nonverbal. How did that come about? And like, do you get any type of do people give you any type of flack because you use your son? You talk about your son a lot when it comes to autism.
Well, first of all, he's not nonverbal. He's non-conversational.
Okay.
So he can read sentences. He can repeat after you. Like if I told him to come in here and say, "Hey, Doc Holliday," he would say that. You know what I'm saying? But like just conversing with, I've never had a conversation with my son ever. You know what I'm saying? So he's non-conversational. But in terms of catching any flack for talking about, I think the only time that happened, to my knowledge, is I think one of my posts went semi-viral. It wasn't like my 500,000 or 1 million joints, but it was doing pretty good. In which I went to Jackson State's baseball game. I think Coach Atterbury had invited me we were at a basketball game. I saw him, and he invited me to the baseball game. So I took my wife and kids over there. And as we were walking into the game, my wife caught this off guard of me and my son, and I was holding his hand. With him being non-conversational, I'm extra protective of him when we're out because if something happened, he can't say daddy. You know what I'm saying? But he can say dad again. He can say that, but not. He have to.
You can't project it to you as far as
he's not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So if I was just walking along and somebody snatched him, or you know what I'm saying, that like he wouldn't say daddy to me. So I hold his hand. Also to make sure he's comfortable in whatever surroundings we're in. So my wife caught that off guard of me. And I posted that and made a reel out of it, and just let my fans know, hey, basically ain't nothing wrong with doing whatever's necessary to keep your kid with autism safe and comfortable when you out. Y'all see me in this picture right here. I don't care who might look at us. And that didn't happen at Jackson State. I think some people thought that had happened. That did not happen that day. Now, that's happened in Walmart. That's happened in the mall. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care. Being a former teacher, coach, and that full-time entertainer, like I'm so used to being in the spotlight and people paying attention to me and all that kind of stuff. I don't give a damn if you're looking at me, but especially when it comes to me protecting my child. And so that's why I put that out. I'm trying to influence others to have that, because it's tough. It is tough because sometimes in that situation, my son is damn near tall as me. So to some folks, they might look at it, what you doing? You know, that kind of thing. Also, my son is not on the part of the spectrum, or he doesn't have a disability that's just, you can just see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like he got cerebral palsy or something, or one of these other ones where you can instantly see there's something there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to walk up and try to talk to my son, or he had to be stemming. And when I say stemming, people in the community know what I'm talking about, but stemming is short for self-stimulation. For somebody with autism, they might flap their hands or something to, stimulate themselves. My son also rubs his hand like that, stuff like that. So if they're doing some of those things, maybe you will say, okay, maybe that kid got autism. But if he's just walking about, you ain't gonna think that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just trying to influence my people. Like, shit, man, don't give a fuck about what these people think about you. Do what you gotta do to protect your baby. And some sucker did come under that post talking about, way, if you don't care, why did you make a video about it? And I hope your channel, your page is not monetized, and that make it even worse. Now, there was one point in time on social media, I would have cussed that motherfucker out so hard. It would have been like just, and I would only do that because I can't whoop your ass through no internet. Okay, that's what I would want to do, is whoop your ass. But I use these words as well. You feel me? But I can't do that. Because my stuff is monetized. You feel me? And my stuff ain't monetized because of autism awareness. I do autism awareness every single day during April, which is Autism Awareness Month. Outside of that, I'm making my business to make sure on Wednesdays I do autism awareness. But that's not what the video that changed my life so far was the video you referenced. Because on Instagram, they got like 6.7 million views.
Oh, yeah.
About the street lights. Okay. And people screen recorded that and put it all other places as well. So it got millions and millions of views. That's what that kind of stuff, making people laugh, talking about sports, putting them on stuff that they didn't know or don't remember. That kind of stuff is what has grown my following and stuff. So for a sucker to sit up here and accuse me of using my beloved son for my material gain, I would have cussed that motherfucker flat out. But I just deleted the comment. I blocked them. But I did what I've started to do, though. When those kind of comments come across me, I take a picture of it. And then I go use that to make more content. You feel me?
Hey, use it as your fuel.
That's right. And because I tell myself, don't go in the stands. And what I mean by that is don't go in the comment section. Like, we on stage right now.
Yep.
You feel me? And I used to hoop. So I think back to when I played basketball. I'm on stage in that moment on that basketball court. After the game, during the game, whatever, I never went in the crowd and asked them, what did you think about how I performed tonight? I ain't asked them people that because I didn't care. I know what I was doing. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, what's happening? What's happening, Queen? So that's how I treat the comment section. But now on Instagram, especially, I do go in my autism awareness comments because they're sometimes I'm asking them questions. Like, he's having some light sensitivity issues. So they gave me some game on that, I was told not to get him a device to help him communicate. My fans told me otherwise. They got on me. It was like, you need to go do that. So sometimes I do go in the comments to get their advice, but also, they reach out to me for inspiration and stuff. So I do routinely go in those comments. And so, yeah, that sucker did say that. And I'm sure other people may think that. I had a family member accuse me of using my mama.
Whoa.
For content.
Hold the fuck on. You ain't time out. You mean to tell me somebody from your own family said that you used your mama's what she was going through to gain notoriety?
When I'm already up here I already got this following. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was using that shit to raise awareness about cancer. Also using it to vent myself. I wasn't in therapy at that time. I ain't have time to go to therapy. I was taking care of her. I was literally living with her. You know what I'm saying? I just left her house for 1 or 2 hours a day and to come see my wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? So, and none of that stuff went viral. You know, none of that. You know, I Wednesdays for autism awareness, and Sunday I'm gonna hit you with some real. You know what I'm saying? Now, those are 2 days I could be putting out other funny content or other basketball content, but I making my business for those days it's gonna be some kind of movement thing. You know what I'm talking about? So autism awareness, and then Sunday I try to do something motivational or cancer awareness, grief awareness, you name it. You know, and that's how I was as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So this ain't nothing new. I was raising awareness about autism as a teacher. I used to have to teach about the Americans with Disabilities Act. Had to teach about that every year because it would be on the state test. And so I would pull up a picture of my son because kids know that, you know, if your teacher told them something about their personal life, you locked in. You know, even if the class was boring a little bit before you said that, when that teacher say that, because you want me to know. You want to say, well, okay, they letting us know. So my students knew that I use my life to teach.
Right.
And so I would use my son to teach about that, and then I would halt and give them some game on what autism is, what the symptoms are, all that kind of stuff. And so they can try to be aware.
They can have a better understanding and what it is and stuff.
Yeah, because it's 1 in 36 is the number. 1 in 36. I taught about 100 kids every year. So just statistically, one of my students was gonna have a kid with autism.
Right.
So I could help them be ready for that, you know. So I've been doing this even before I was doing this as an entertainer.
Yeah, even back then, we didn't, you know, us growing up back in the 80s and the 90s, nobody didn't know what autism was because we didn't know what the spectrum was back then. So
well, that's because of the professionals. You know, they didn't even have it in the diagnostics and statistical manual. Then that's what psychologists use to officially diagnose people and stuff like that. They on the DSM-5 now, but man, I think they didn't have autism down. Please don't quote me on this, y'all, because y'all know I majored in psychology, but after this punk ass police jumped on me, it changed my life. And so
yeah, I remember that. You told me about that too.
Yeah. So I wound up being a history teacher and dove into that. But I think it was like 1980 when they finally put autism in there. But it still evolved since then, their definition of it. You know what I'm saying? So no, of course we didn't really hear that. I think we know movies like Rain Man or something, which I haven't seen it, but from what I understand, I guess that character had autism.
Yeah, autism. Yeah, he was good with numbers.
Okay, yeah. So that probably was a lot of people's only experience with the condition was through that movie, maybe. You know, and it's just diagnosed much better now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people would have been like back in the day, oh, like he kind of slow. She not picking up on stuff, but we just didn't know. But then you wouldn't know that person is smart than a motherfucker. like real smart. And you know, because like I said, you know, it's a lot of kids that have autism that are real smart. And you wouldn't know because people you just look at from the outside and you ain't going for the inside of of the kid and trying to understand him or her. So but it's good that, to me, it's good that you actually do talk about autism awareness, because like you said, you probably can come up with a group and be like, a lot of parents like, look, yeah, I have a son or a daughter or a niece or a nephew that that have autism, and what can we do? Like just becoming a community. Like what can we do to help better their life? Right? You know, not in just better their life, but also better our life too. So it all come hand in hand to me.
Yeah.
I know one thing we talked about, we touched on, you touched on a lot, and I know I kind of touched on this a lot myself, is mental health.
Mm-hmm.
We all know last month was men's mental health month for the month of June. And we always make sure, I always, want to make sure that everybody check their mental. Like the thing about me is so crazy because the day that I have my mental breakdown, I'm on the show and I just, what could I do? I mean, fake it till I make it. No, I'm about to tell everybody what's up because, they could clearly see, hey, he not all the way there right now, and we gotta get him to snap out of it. But I know, like I said, you talk about mental health, and I know one of the parts because of the recent passing of your mother, like I said, it does take a toll on you. it takes a toll on anybody. But what do you, how do you deal with depression, if you get what I'm saying? Like just with having, and it to people, it's okay to have a mental illness. I got one. I'm depression, so I've been diagnosed. But how do you go about dealing with it on a day-by-day basis?
Well, I'm in therapy now. I go to therapy every Monday at 11 o'clock. Okay. So I mean, to anybody who thinking about therapy, man, I say do it. You feel me? Real talk. Now, before now, like dealing with my mom wasn't the only time I had mental health issues and stuff like that. I was suicidal in 2007. Like, and I majored in psychology, so I know the signs of it. Like, because I was actually in it then. I graduated #1 in my class in psychology, so I knew everything that was going on. So I knew I was in trouble, particularly because I had a plan for doing it. So if you're listening to this, don't be taking that person for they plan, they emotional, they crying out for attention when they be telling you they thinking about killing themselves. Yeah. Okay, especially if they've told you that they got a plan for doing it, whether it be using pills, slitting their wrists, using the gun. See, women, statistically speaking, women attempt suicide more often, but men are more successful because women tend to do things like take pills. Well, if you take the pills, maybe you won't overdose. You feel me?
Yeah.
Slit your wrist. Well, maybe somebody comes in before you bleed out. Men, generally speaking, do stuff like what Coach Prime tried to do. He tried to drive himself off a cliff. I wish he would talk about that a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My plan was to blow my brains out right here. When I would get in those moments, this side of my brain would feel very, very tense, like just tense. And I, because I wasn't well, I would tell myself that if I shot myself, that would relieve that tension and I would be okay. So that's another thing I tell people all the time. People who are hurting really don't want to die. They want to stop hurting.
Right.
And so to them, logically, they're thinking, I'm gonna die anyway, eventually, and I'm hurting going through this hell. So why don't I get it over with now? That's what they're thinking. And if you think about that, that is logical. But of course, that's not the answer. And what I mean by it's logical, think about slavery. Think about the hell of our ancestors going through that shit every single day. Some getting raped by the so-called master, some getting abused by the so-called master, or just having to get up and work for free every day.
Right.
I'm sure some of them said, man, fuck this. I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to get this over with. We know in the trip over here, some chose the sea. That was suicide. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't want to die. They wanted to be free.
Yep.
So what we have to do as a people is figure out, hey, talk to these folks. Talk to your people. Encourage them to go talk to a professional. And let's figure out what's the root cause of the hurting. And let's try to solve that.
Right.
What's the root cause of the hurting? So, again, going at that time in 2007 when I was suicidal, I went to therapy then. At Southern Miss, they had a free clinic on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, you know, because again, what I was facing at that time, I was facing 5 years in prison.
Yeah.
Because when that cop jumped on me and I defended myself, y'all know how that went. Black man, white cop, Mississippi. Not only Mississippi, Southern Miss is in Forest County, Mississippi.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Forest County, Mississippi is named after Nathan Bedford Forrest. Okay, so I know Jackson, you know, I'm a Southern Miss man, I'm a Jack State man. Okay, I'm telling my Jacksonians, we play them this year. When you take your ass down there, remember you are in Forest County, Mississippi, named after Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was one of the founders of the Ku Klux Klan. That sentiment is still down there.
Mm-hmm.
That is down there. Okay. They had his picture up in one of the government offices down there. You know what I'm saying? Someday I'm looking at this one of the damn wizards of the Ku Klux Klan. Why is, and we know this. This is in 2000 something. Why is he still up here in this government building? Oh,
you know they're not gonna take it down because
no, they ain't taking it down.
Mississippi.
No. We got a county, Jefferson Davis County.
Yeah.
It's named after the one and only president of the Confederacy. So Mississippi likes this. So I was facing 5 years in prison for defending myself versus that sucker. My father, who wasn't a father to me, but still that's my DNA. He was going downhill at that time. And so that still hit me. I was having dreams of like his funeral, but it was me in the coffin. It's, you know, stuff like that. My grandmother, you know, had Alzheimer's, and that was worsening at that time. My woman left me, my wife, who was my girlfriend, and she left me, rightly so. You know, I was fucking up at that time. I just had a lot of shit going on, man. And I was lied to. I had some adults. Well, I was an adult, but some older gentlemen.
Yeah.
One of them lied to me. See, I had graduated already. And that joker told me, if you come back to Southern Miss and help us launch this Center for Black Studies, which was going to be a big thing. Now, I know my Jacksonians like, Center for Black Studies? Hell, our whole school is a Center for Black Studies. Well, right. at a place like Southern Miss, that was kind of a revolutionary thing for my OG to be trying to found that. And so he wanted me to be the face of it. But his partner told me, if you come down here and be the face of this in this major, we gonna send you around the country promoting that while simultaneously promoting your music. And I was bubbling at that time and shit on the, you know, on the mixtape thing. This is when you were passing out. My OGs out there know about the, the physical mixtapes. Okay, so I ain't even talking about that piff or nothing like that. I'm talking about I'm out there freestyling for folks on the spot and moving mixtapes for $1. Okay, for the low. So I was buzzing, but this man telling me he gonna send me around the country. I ain't never been nowhere for real like that. You know what I'm saying? My household is crazy. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this to try to help my family. And it turned out to be a lie. I never saw that guy again. Never saw him again. So I was down bad mentally. So I went to therapy. The lady made me sign a contract. Crazy, because you know, it's a crazy concept that works.
Right.
Because it's like it has some accountability to it. Because in the contract, I wasn't supposed to do anything to myself without contacting the two people I put on that paper. And I put my brother Joseph Forbes on there, and I put my little brother Byron McGloster on there. We call him Dink. And y'all have seen JoJo. Those of y'all that fuck with me in the Genesis to put it on some. Y'all remember my brother JoJo used to come on. So I put them down. And that did work because I wasn't gonna let them down.
Right.
I wasn't gonna do something to myself without contacting them. So I used to use that same strategy as a teacher, because I was a teacher the students would come to with everything.
Yeah.
They've been raped by somebody, they come tell me. They mama got beat by their daddy last night, they come tell me. You feel me? So in those moments that they were suicidal, I would say, look here now, you can't do nothing to yourself without first giving me a chance to stop you. So I gave them jokers my number, which is dangerous because, of course, you can allegations or something or, all that kind of stuff. I was in the business of trying to save them kids' lives, and I did. I won't go into detail, but one of my youngins one night in the middle of 2-3 a.m. something, I'm in there laid up in the bed with my wife. She was finna commit suicide. But she followed the plan and she did call me, and I was able to talk her out of that. Same thing with now in this entertainment business, a white guy actually out of Illinois became one of my fans through Facebook is where I advertise my music with Facebook ads and stuff. And so through that, he either heard my song Mama Sick or Only God Knows, one of the two, and became a fan. And but he had some challenges as well. And I gave him the same thing, like, bro, you can't do nothing to yourself without at least giving me a chance to help you. And he did. He followed the plan. And his sister came back and thanked me. She said, you saved my brother's life. You feel me? So in a weird way, everything I've been through allows me to help other folks, because either it's happened to me or it's happened to somebody that I know. And so I can use all that pain to try to help other folks.
Yeah, you just paying it forward. That's like what you're supposed to say. Paying it forward, man. I would say with me, the first time I thought about committing suicide, I was 11 years old, and a lot of people didn't know in my family because I kept everything from everybody. I never told everybody. But I had to the point where I got so, even being at Jackson State, I had got so to the point where I couldn't take it no more. And I kind of did what Dion did, got in the car to try to drive my damn self off the freeway. So, and luckily, my best friend, she been my best friend for 20 years, for over 20 years to be exact, and who's also my youngest baby godmother, talked me out of it and told me to go home, tell, and talk to my mom and my sisters and my stepdad and them. So I was like, I had to. But then I also wanted to get help and, going to a psychiatric facility. I think it kind of it helped immensely because now we can diagnose everything that's wrong, that was wrong about me. And just doing it to this day. Like sometimes I still have those times where I ain't about harming myself, but yeah, I get depressed and everything. But I'll call my mama. Hey, mom, what you doing? Or I call, I'll call my best friend. Jamie, what's going on? What you doing? Like I have to speak to somebody to get what's out for me. And then of course going to therapy is the best way to do everything, man, because it, you tell this white person or black person, whoever is your therapist, like, cause they ain't there to judge you. You know, and if they are there to judge it, then shame on them. But you know, just talking to them and just trying to release all that stuff out, it's a godsend. Like it clears my my head be clear once I get it all off of my chest. Even the night that I had the stream and I ended up just having that mental breakdown, I had my crew that's just text me, call me, hey, Doc, you good? You all right? And then it's so bad when they don't even call me by the name on here. They call me by my whole name, my government name. David, are you fine? Are you good?
You gotta have that, man. You gotta have that.
And when I, you know, when people call me by my government name, if you ain't my mama, but even my sister, they call me by my government name, but they don't call me. They call me by my nickname. Like you, like something really up. So, you know, when I had did that, look, they went into mode of it. Now we gonna make sure he good. Because you can't lose nobody, you know, it's like the thing is you can't lose nobody else to stuff like this. So, you know, and I commend everybody who has been there for me and helped me. And then I commend people who've been there for you and helped you, man, because at the end of the day, we all got some sort of trauma, but we all need to release it in some way and not in the way that falls into the pits of suicide, but releasing it as through this or music or whatever.
And sometimes it's not as deep as suicide because some folks be like, well, I ain't never thought about it. I think maybe Drake said never thought of suicide, I'm too alive. But we've heard that he got a gambling problem.
Let's talk about some music, man.
We've heard that he got a drinking problem and a pill problem. Like he says, he loves to say in the songs, I took a half and she took a whole. So you got a pill problem. Like you might not have thought about suicide, but you're still masking whatever the hell going on with you through other ways. So like for anybody who dealing with whatever, man, maybe you ain't been to that point, but if you still going through pain, but you choose to deal with that pain with smoking weed all the time or popping pills all the time or you're drinking all the time, you're gambling in a way, you still ain't dealing with the root. You know what I'm saying? Like when I fucked up, or right now when I'm fucked, like I don't drink anymore now, but even when I was drinking, I had a rule not to drink when I was depressed because like alcohol is a depressant.
Right.
It's going to make it worse. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't going to make it better. You feel me? So you still got to get to the root of it, and like you said, having folks in your corner, man, is big. You know, to my so like back then, like I said, my brothers JoJo and Dink. When my mama passed away, my brothers Kiki, Flo, man, Flo drove up from his crib midday when I was moving my stuff out of my mama's house. Man drove up midday just to be with me. You know, so I wouldn't have to be alone in my mama's house. You know, to matter Ray and T, they drove up to help me move up out of there, man. I mean, my mama during the battle, my mama's cancer battle, them boys just randomly pulled up on me on some, no, your ass finna take a break right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On some gangster shit. Like, no, you finna, because they know I was taking care of her, working, and taking care of my wife and kids with no me time. You know what I'm saying? And they said, fuck that. They pulled up on my ass and made me go out there and hoop with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Y'all got to check on your strong friends as well. I am that. Usually everybody telling me they shit, you know, but hell, we be going through it too. The strong friend be going through it too. And so,
yeah,
you know, that's big.
My wife, she tell me all the time, we talk about it all the time. Like, everybody come to me with my problems. Everybody come to me with my problems. If I got something to say, nobody really don't want to listen to it. Like, I'm listening because I'm here. You know, I sleep in the bed next to you and stuff like that. If something going on, but we just gotta, you know, you gotta have some sort of dynamic. And when folks pull like my best friend, when I had a couple years ago, was still living in Oak Cliff, and I was going through it. I just literally just with my divorce at the time, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, what the fuck going on?
Mm-hmm.
My best friend drove from Anna, which is past McKinney, which is right before your ass get to Oklahoma. So that's how close she is to Oklahoma. Drove from her house all the way to my apartment in Southwest Dallas County in Oak Cliff, Redbird area, and stayed until 6 o'clock in the morning. And she got her up at 12, took her 40 minutes. Was at the house, and we just sat there and talked and everything until I guess we both fell asleep. And it's just one of them things like I needed that.
I would say to those folks out there who don't have that though, don't have somebody like you got, don't have somebody like I got, what I'm doing is my business. I own IG Entertainment LLC. You know what I'm talking about? So I am in this business to make money and take care of my family.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that really is fulfilling is being able to use my platform to help folks. So if you don't have somebody like Doc Gott, or you don't have somebody like the friends that I named, feel free to DM me or message me or something. I promise if I see the message, I'm going to respond to you. You feel me? Now, I get a hell of a lot of messages. Okay, I got 66,000 followers on Instagram and 56,000 on Facebook, so forth and so on. So I get a hell of a lot of messages and shit. But if I see your message and it's on some real shit, I'm going to converse with you. I just told you about the brother me and that brother in Illinois ain't got nothing in common. But other than we both have experienced pain, and he just needed somebody to get that pain off. And so I'll at least do that, what I'm talking about. So if you feel like you out there, you listening to this, you feel like you ain't got nobody to just chop it up with you, just via text or something like that, via DM, feel free to hit me up on one of my socials.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and get this thing out the way as far as SWAC Media Day coming up. We'll be right back.
Hey y'all know what time it is. It's SWAC Football Media Day, July 16th, 2025, live from Birmingham Sheraton Hotel. You can catch it on ESPN Plus at 10 a.m. or you can also catch me at 9 a.m. only on HBCU Overdrive with everything that you want to hear, see, and look for when it comes to SWAC Football Media Day. Make sure you tune in at 9 a.m. and be there. Don't be late.
All right, so yeah, we got SWAC Media Day next Wednesday. I'm gonna try to be there. Still ask for donations to get out there and to get back home safely. But be going down there. This will be my third time.
Man, shout out, man. You be putting in some real work, man. And be asking some real deal ass questions, even through the year. Like I be catching that on the coaches' calls.
Oh yeah.
You be on there and be getting I'm like, man, look at my boy. He on his journalistic shit. Boy, go ahead now.
Man, so yeah, we just talked about you being at USM. How do you feel about this, man? Because this kind of set a lot of people out. But I want you to see this right here for a second.
I didn't come down here to play. I came down here to win. And we will win.
And so, bro, I'm like, okay, I done been to USM. I've been to USM, and I've seen everything down there. It's probably a long ass time ago, but I seen how they do it down there. I mean, they can get with some food. They can get with some schools about party and stuff. But I'm like, you ain't got to cosplay HBCU band, especially Southern University.
Man.
to put out a hype video about your new head coach and your new season and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like Charles Huff being at USM.
Right.
But I'm telling you, if we come down there the second week in September, that second week, we beat them. Motherfucker gonna have to look for a job somewhere else, man. You cannot lose to no Jackson State, man.
Bro. First of all, with them doing that with the hype video, that type of shit was going on when I was down there. It's really a microcosm of the world in general. You see how the White House, the official White House account, okay, for the United States of America, posted a video talking about Daddy's Home. It was an Usher song. They used Usher's song.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trump had went to like the NATO summit or something. And I guess they were trying to act like he was the daddy of NATO because, you know, we the most powerful country and stuff. So they used us, black culture, for their hype video for Trump. It's like, I think it was Paul Mooney who said it. And I'm going to quote him on this. My youngest know I don't use this word unless I'm pissed off, okay, or unless somebody deserves it, okay? But Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Figure that one out.
Hey,
And what he's talking about is our culture. You say we got black fatigue. You say you don't like our culture. You say we use improper English, but you use our English, the way our vernacular in all your commercials.
mm-hmm.
You use it to sell your products. You sell our music. You do this. You know what I'm saying? Our style. Y'all sell our style around the world. So when I saw that, I'm like, man, that ain't nothing new. I started laughing backstage when you dropped it because it reminded me of when I was down there. Okay, so me and my homie, the way it used to be, like, Southern Miss is the blackest school of the PWIs in Mississippi, okay?
Right.
So we had a sizable contingent down there. Like, if you went on the yard at Southern Miss, 1 o'clock, you're going to see a lot of us, mainly, because they wasn't just out there like that. If you come down there for Q Delta, show enough.
Right.
Lord, you just 50,000 of us up in that junk. So, but we had the football game. So at the football games, it reminds you that this is a PWI. Because them alumni come out then, okay? And it's very, very, very white all around campus, okay? Very different from a typical day. So you would get reminded where you at then. So we at the game, and we in like the student section, but we sitting where the black folks congregating in the student section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And we just talking shit. We talking shit, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it was our band or the visiting band, but it was, PWI versus a PWI. But they were playing HBCU band style, you know what I'm saying? And so we were talking shit, you know what I'm saying, acting like they were a SWAC school. Like I said, we making fun of them, really, that they try to play like a SWAC school. And somebody behind like, man, they think this a SWAC school. I'm like, this dumb motherfucker don't even get the joke. Like, hell, we know where we at. Fuck you talking about? Like, man, I grew up going Jack State game. Fuck you talking. We know this ain't no goddamn, this ain't the SWAC right here. That's the whole point of the joke. You know what I'm saying? So that just reminded me of that moment where we saw this live where they tried to do that. It's just crazy how.
And then again, shout out to my boy Dre. If you don't know who Dre is DNJ in Trenton on Twitter. That's Dre. If y'all don't know who Dre, because Dre be going after everybody.
Everybody. Who was him?
Shout out to Dre.
Was just on somebody's ass the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who Nina Turner maybe?
Nina Turner. He was him and Booker. They was
bruh.
They was on her ass the whole
Them
time.
boys would get on your ass. So I saw them getting on Southern Miss folks' ass about this.
Hey,
I
shout
saw
out to
that.
Drake. He came up with this with the logo.
So the bird is a vulture instead of a dolphin.
And my wife done took it, and she said, "Fuck, we gonna make it into a shirt."
Yeah, that boy, that's a wild boy, man. But he be having me rolling.
But yeah, I look at it. I was like, you know what? Hey, y'all gonna do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep. That's the reason why we gatekeep our stuff. That's the reason why we don't like to let we don't like to let the little outsiders into our stuff. And I can say that, like I understand, I went to a PWI, so I went to Stephen F. Foster. They was the same way. And it's like, y'all know what? If we even brought the boom to Nacogdoches, that whole we'd have blown that whole stadium out. They would have heard the boom from 3 dorms down. That's how close it is. The stadium is to the dorms. They would have heard that shit 3 dorms down. They would have heard it on the other side of the campus. Don't play with us like that. I tell them, don't play with us. Yeah, culture vultures, man. That's what they is. But yeah, we also talk about, you come out there, you get your sports trivia. Now, this is one thing I like, because we talked about this. You talked about this last week about the starter jackets. You said you broke out your starter. You broke out your old starter jacket.
Bro, I didn't know I still had that shit. I swear, when I was cleaning out my closet at my mom's house, and I saw that, I said, damn. I did not remember that I even had a starter jacket. Now that I think about the story, I think because some of the my fans were like, no, I didn't have one because I couldn't afford it. My mom ain't buy me that shit. My stepdaddy lived in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And so one time that he came back from Chicago, he brought me that shit. That's how I got that. And I doubt he paid for it, knowing his ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got that. But I love Michael Jordan. So the fact that he brought me that, man, I wore the fuck out that damn starter jacket.
Man, I had one when I lived in Oakland. So mine was, like I said, I had a Raiders starter jacket. And a 49.
These youngers don't know. These youngers don't know what that meant back then. Have a Raiders?
Have a
Raiders and a 49ers?
And a 49ers starter jacket. And I forgot what it was, another one that I had. Yeah.
Boy, you were
I had a Charlotte. So when I came back home now, had the Charlotte joint. The Hornet. It wasn't, I think mine was black, but I really wanted the actual teal. Teal green.
Yeah.
It was hard to get that one because it always sold out. That one, and then I had the logo athletic Cowboys jacket, the one that Jimmy Johnson wore during the Super Bowl.
Boy. Has any of that stuff come back yet? You know this stuff be cyclical. I'm surprised they ain't came, or have they come back? And I just
when I worked at Jimmy Jazz, when I had worked at Jimmy Jazz, they had brought Starter had got rebranded.
Okay.
And so they was trying to like bring in the retro, the retro flows. So basically they just brought back like old, it just say Starter. It didn't have no team logo on there, it just say Starter, but it was a dope one. Like had one that was red, all red, majority red, with some blues, some yellows, some white, some black, it was kind of like a 90s style version of the Bill Cosby sweater. and I looked, I was like, oh yeah, I need that one. And I looked at that price. I said, "Shit! Even me working here and getting a discount, I ain't paying that goddamn price for that shit." and remember, starter jackets. And remember, starter jacket back in the day they was like $75, $80,
mm-hmm.
and niggas was getting jacked for their stuff too. They would get jumped. They get shot. for their starter jackets. So
and yeah, people talk about the Jays, but starter jackets was another item. Unfortunately, now of course I'm not condoning this, but that just a fact of life back then. Growing up, that was one of those items that, yeah, somebody trying to take that up off of you. Yeah,
yeah, and then by me living in Oakland, of course I'm a Cowboys fan, but shit, just living in Oakland, having a Raiders and a 49ers starter jacket in the town. You in the town because, you know, San Fran, the 49ers is in the city.
mm-hmm.
And then the Raiders back then was in the town. So that's how you differentiate San Francisco from Oakland. So it's like, you from the town, you gonna have that, you have that Raiders jacket, like they know where you from. You had that Warriors jacket, they know where you from.
Mm-hmm.
You had that 49ers jacket or that San Francisco Giants jacket, they know where you from. And then when they brought the San Jose Sharks out for NHL, and I wanted that jacket they had brought out
Mm-hmm.
with the shark going through the hockey stick. I was like, you know what? Somebody don't have to rob somebody to get that damn jacket right there. you probably gonna have to catch somebody slipping for real to get that jacket right there. But man, I was like, you know what? And then come back home to Dallas, it's like, shoot, I came home just in time, right? You know, when on our 3-peat. So it was that time, man.
Boy, y'all still be selling merch, but today. But I know the merch was flying off the shelves back then.
Oh yeah, this man said he about to go listen to this Too Short. What the hell?
Yeah, shout out, man. That my boy Sonic Boom C98, man. You know,
yeah. But man, they get into these sports. Okay, so NBA draft just finished up. You already know. Do you think that the NBA rigged that draft for the Mavericks? They get that?
Man, it was some funny. I don't want to say it was some funny business, but it just really seemed like it was some funny business because everybody was on that trade. Was that trade during Super Bowl week or something? It's like that trade coincided with something football related and overshadowed it in a way that never happens.
It was, I think that trade happened after the Super Bowl.
After?
It was afterwards.
Okay.
Because that trade was during basketball season for us. And I was doing something on I think I was broadcasting the game, the Jack State game. It was basketball. And then one of the boys like, hey, Luka got traded. I'm like, what? You know, I ain't paying no attention to it. I'm like, what?
Okay, so they saying February 1st or 2nd, something like that. So I guess in the middle of the night.
And so no, it was so it was before Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl was February 9th.
Yeah, so I am right then. So folks know, of course, football is king in America. It just is. You know what I'm saying? But that damn trade right there had everybody talking. And that dude, their GM, Nico or whatever.
They were trying to run that nigga
well,
out.
You know better than me. You there. Bruh, I saw some stuff from y'all. I was worried about old buddy. I was worried about cuz. You know what I'm saying? So to go from that to y'all get the next, not only a great white hope, you get an American one.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You get an American one. Cause y'all love Luka, even though he was, from overseas. But now to get the American, they saying this the best American-born white prospect since what, Larry Bird or something?
Had to be since Christian Laettner.
Were they hot? Did they think he was gonna pan out, or did they know? I don't know, because I'm going back watching stuff, doing my research, and I'm like, some stuff I thought I remember that I actually don't. So, I supposed to be old in college.
Hey, Cooper.
No, he didn't go number one. Laettner didn't go number one, did he?
Later did go number 1.
He went number 1?
Yep.
Him and Shaq must not have came out the same year.
Shaq, let me see. Wait a minute.
I know Shaq went number 1.
Well, you might be right. You might be right. Let me see.
Yeah, he went number 3.
He's number 3, okay. But he was still top 3.
Yeah. But then they acting like, oh my God, he finna be woo woo woo. And so after that whole trade, y'all get him like, okay. All right.
But to me, I'm like, they said, well, he's better than Larry Bird. I said, man, I can't put him at Larry Legend.
Who said that? They already said
it? It was some folks that was saying that Cooper Flag. I said, I cannot put Cooper Flag. We already gave him a nickname, Oak Cliff, aka Oak Cliff Coop. We can't give him we can't give him that title of being better than Larry Legend, than Larry Bird. We can't do it. We cannot do it. They said the same thing about Luka. Luka good, but he ain't Larry. He ain't up there with Larry Legend. Larry Legend could go out there and smoke a pack of Marlboros and drink 6 cases of beer and still get you 40.
Come light you up. Yeah. Well, some allege that's what Luka been doing. What they call them, hookah dunches.
Mm-hmm.
But now you know that some of these folks, they want their male Caitlin Clark though. Now they want their male version of Caitlin. You know, even though the W is full of white girls that's bowling, I guess they don't relate to people like Brianna Stewart or something, or Sabrina Ionescu. You know, I don't know. They don't roll with Kelsey Plum like that, but this Caitlin did it for them. So I guess they want their male version of that, and maybe Cooper can be there for them.
I'm gonna say it like this. I think it's this week, if I'm not mistaken, that the WNBA moved the game for the Wings.
They moving it, yeah.
And the Fever to American Airlines Center again, because this time Caitlin's going to be playing in the game. Now, we lost that game by 6 the last time we played, and it was a sold-out crowd. It's going to be another sold-out crowd again, because I believe Paige Buckets would give Caitlin Clark the business in this next go-round. Give her the business.
How the city feeling about Paige? The city embracing her down there?
Yeah, the city love Paige. And she's out here in the city too, just doing some things. Her and Kyrie are I guess they try to do some things together. But the city love Paige. It's just that slow, very, very slow start. We try to, Paige trying to get off, and then you got Enrique. She needs to try to get off. Like, we got a great 1-2 combo, but it's our coaching. Our coaching is suspect.
Man, my daughter is a huge W fan. My daughter said, "Daddy, are they trying to lose so they can get the number 1 pick again?" Because that's what the Fever had got Aaliyah Boston number 1.
Yep.
And then she was rookie of the year, but they still were bad enough to where they get Caitlin Clark. So now I don't know who might be coming out this year for the girl with Juju. I don't see her coming out after. I seem like she's gonna do just like what Paige did, come back, rehab, then come back and play and do her thing.
I think she want to win the championship.
Yeah, she want to win a title. That girl from Texas, who's she be balling.
Talking about Olivia Miles.
Oh God, I don't know why Madison Book. I don't know why I'm going blank right now, because she from here. You know what I'm saying? From this area where I live. But that would be her coming out after 3 years though, which the girls don't tend to do that as much.
How y'all let Madison Booker, who from Jackson, how y'all let her slip out of Mississippi to go to University of Texas, man.
Well, Texas coach used to be the head coach at Mississippi State when Mississippi State went to those Final Fours.
Okay.
And so I think that was already a wrap there. I think Coach Reed did holler at her though. But did she say she stopped returning the call or something like that? I don't know. But that would have been amazing to have her at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, yeah, Madison Booker would be another one. Olivia Miles, who was at Notre Dame, transferred over to TCU now. She gonna be somebody to look out for.
Mhm.
But I think it's all right now. To me, I think it's all Juju. It all depends on what Juju does.
But you don't think y'all are tanking though? You think the coach just ain't putting things together right?
Coaches ain't putting it together right. It's not even about tanking. Because we just gave up Melissa Smith for a pick.
And y'all got Dejanay. So I thought y'all were gonna be solid because you got Enrique, Page, Dejanay, and then you had Nelissa. Because Nelissa and Dejanay, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, they actually finna be maybe a playoff contender this year. So I was like, man, what the hell is going on in Dallas?
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot of shit going on here in Dallas.
Okay. Okay. It's making sense.
There's a lot of shit going on here in Dallas. Get up, reading on the phone that Cavante, he done got pulled over. Cavante Turpin, he got pulled over for his
your kick returner.
Kick returner. First time, I think this is the first time ever being in trouble though. So it was 2 misdemeanors, but he still got to show up to court. Of course now because some was illegal substance, it was weed. Let's just put it just like that. It was weed. The NFL gonna probably take a look at him, even though the NFL kind of eased up off the protocol and stuff like that.
Y'all got a big documentary coming out soon here, don't it? I think I saw that advertised somewhere.
Man,
I'm pretty sure of that. I think I sent it to my brother because he loved them damn Cowboys too, boy. And but I think it's based on. Seems like it's like a Last Dance type of joint for Jerry Jones. That would it seemed like the way they advertised it.
Man, if my wife would tell you what I be saying about Jerry Jones, I'd be saying shit. Yeah, dig his mama up and call her, tell her put that black dress on so we could bury her son. God dang, he is on his last leg.
Man, cool out, man. Y'all, boy, that's what my brother be on. I ain't gonna say which brother to protect him right now, but that boy be saying some shit about Jerry Jones, Jack. Okay, man. He basically said y'all ain't gonna win one until that boy go to glory. That's what he said. That's not first letter talking. Okay, that's what.
I said that too. I have realized that it is the fact that Jerry needs to go ahead and croak.
Oh my God, man! Y'all boys tough.
Or his kids are going to have a hostile takeover of the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, yeah. Now that is, I'm gonna send this to you when we get off because y'all do have one coming out. They put the full trailer out and everything. I think they're getting real nostalgic about when Jerry bought the team, and I think this is going through the '90s dynasty and all that. I'm gonna see if they cover what I didn't know about your team. I did not know until I read the book by Jeff Pearlman about y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That Michael Irvin had stabbed one of his teammates over. He wanted to get a haircut, and one of the other players, I guess younger than him, was already in the chair. And Mike told that man to get up, and one thing led to another, and he stabbed that man with some scissors. Yeah, I did not know that.
That's true.
Man, that's wild.
That was true. In fact, Mike did some wild shit. Mike,
Dr. Man walking around here free with us. That's attempted murder, man. Like he's walking around here.
hey, Mike was doing some shit. Mike with the day that he went, I said it, I talked about this all the time. The day that he went to court for the drug possession, right? It is fucking May. Either April or May. It is 90 degrees, and this nigga is walking around with this black ass mink coat, hot than a motherfucker. I was like, you know what? I told my uncle he must be on some shit. I told my aunt he must be on some shit. Like I know you from Florida, Mike. I know you from Florida,
right?
But this is Texas. This is Texas weather, specifically Dallas weather. It's hot as hell here. Like my wife don't even like going outside in the daytime. We'll sit outside at night. It's cool as shit at night. She ain't going outside in the daytime. She said the sun can kiss her ass. This nigga had on the black mink coat with the shade going through the courthouse, walked outside, and soon as he walked outside, this nigga busted out a sweat. I was like, you know what? He has to be on something. I laughed at that shit. I laughed at it. And so it's so crazy because you think about it, a couple weeks ago, I went to FAMU's Be Out Day here in Dallas, and Marquise Bell, Isaiah Land was there, and then of course Nate Newton coming in. Man, I was like, you know what? I'll ask him some questions, but sure, Nate Newton is somebody's granddaddy right now. He is on granddaddy mode. I'm gonna let him enjoy himself, leave him be, got some pictures with him and stuff like that.
That's what's up.
But yeah, Nate Newton got some shit about him too. Yeah. But I know you. I think I know what you're talking about when you said when he bought the team. Like if somebody came in with $20 billion and say, "I'm gonna buy the team from you," you don't think money ain't gonna?
Well, do you? I was gonna ask you that next because I'm a Lakers man, and the Lakers ownership, the Buzz family, Dr. Jerry Buzz. He the one that really made it in the Showtime Lakers and all that kind of stuff. He passed away, left it to his kids. His kids, oh my God, they were running.
They didn't want to. I heard that they didn't want to leave it with the son because the son was on some shit. So they, so Jeannie was the one who took the team over.
Well, before Jeannie was running it, they had one of the brothers was running it.
Yeah,
and he was fucking us up, tremendously. And then Jeannie stepped on in there, but they've sold it. So I was gonna ask you, do you think under any circumstance the Jones family would ever sell the most valuable team in the world? That's what y'all are, the most valuable team in the world. Do you think under any circumstance they would ever? Because the Lakers, we the NBA's darling, what I'm saying? And y'all are the NFL darling. So I never would have thought the Buzz family would have done that. But do you think the Jones family would ever do that?
I mean, if the price is right, if the price is right, yeah.
We went for $10 billion, so shit. Y'all at least
go for 15 to 20. That's why I said it got to be 20 billion.
It's probably 20
to move that man to get that team plus the stadium, plus the facility in Frisco.
Because y'all do so much with that stadium too. Y'all make money all kind of ways with that damn stadium.
Man, of course. Let's see, of course, you got the Big 12 championship that be there. That's where we have our high school football championships there for a whole week.
And that's a religion in y'all state. Shit. Oh, I'm from Mississippi now. Of course, it's a religion here in Mississippi as well. But I think I watched like Friday Night Tykes.
Oh yeah,
like kid football out there. Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, the Cowboys are more valuable than
the Yankees. Yes, they are.
They are. You know what I'm saying? I would have thought that some of these soccer teams would have got them, given the fact that soccer is the most popular sport in the world.
Yeah.
But that just show y'all the dominance that Dallas Cowboys. I mean, going all the way back to the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Shit, when branding that shit, America's team and the star and the hole in the old stadium was so God can watch the team and Roger Staubach being Captain America and old Dorsett. Y'all just hit y'all. They did that now.
Yeah. Jerry, you said Jerry would never, but them kids, yeah. But them kids gonna
I
talk.
agree with that.
The kids is gonna talk him into it. Like,
I don't think they can pull it off though until he go to glory. He love y'all too much. He loves being the Cowboys owner too much to ever sell that. But if he gone, them kids might now seem like Stephen Jones want to be like his dad. It just seems that way. I don't know. I don't follow him as close as you do.
He wants to be the owner, but he don't want to be making all the football decisions. Oh. Like he makes the now he makes him.
They got a black man that the official.
That's our scouting and everything. Like they make the football decisions on who to bring, who to draft, and all the stuff like that. And so he's gonna stay on as something. He'll stay on as an owner, but I don't think he'll stay on as president or GM. I don't think he wants to have all those titles on his back. So like to me, you're gonna have to hire somebody that's a football mind. And then, some people say, well, you're not gonna get nowhere because it's Dak. And I'm like, dude, you said the same shit about Tony Romo. We said the same shit about Chad Hutchinson. We said the same shit about Quincy Carter before he got busted for smoking crack.
These some names I ain't heard in a while. There, Quincy Carter, boy.
Man, you said that before. Drew Bledsoe. We said that about Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe was in his glory years. Then Testaverde was in his glory years. Then that shit, that hit that Troy Aikman took from LeVar Arrington.
It was a different game back then, Jack. I've been trying to tell my young boys that they won't listen to me. I'm like, bro, some of this stuff these quarterbacks be doing, the quarterbacks and receivers, I'm not impressed because they literally playing a different game. Like this is a 15-yard penalty now. If you hit Patrick Mahomes simply like this on his helmet, that's a 15-yard penalty because of they trying to, protect heads, concussion, all that kind of stuff. Like you saying, they drove Troy Aikman through the ground. Steve Young got driven through the ground. Brett Favre stealing line dirty, no good ass. Okay? And I'm saying this as somebody that used to be a fan of that motherfucker, okay? It's a reason he got addicted to painkillers. Because Tampa Bay used to be in our division when we were the NFC Central. How in the hell they worked that out is crazy. But hey, and Warren Sapp used to try to put that boy through the ground. Yeah, it was a different game. John Randall. I think it's John Randall.
Yeah, John Randall.
Man, what? That's a different game, dog. So I just don't be impressed by some of the numbers these boys putting up now, man. Because Troy, that hit that you talking about, or the hit that took Mike Irvin out, dog.
That was like the one that took out Michael Irvin. We was like, my uncle, because I lived with my uncle at the time. He was like, "Yep, he does." And then the one that the hit that took out Troy Aikman, we was like, he been done. He was done 2 years prior because he took so many hits to the head. But LeVar Arrington just reminded him, like, this ain't the 90s now.
Time to head to the crib.
It's time to head to the house.
I'm surprised he got enough wits about him to be, doing what he does. I bet I don't agree with Troy Aikman's politics. I'm quite sure he's one of those ones. But in terms of just calling a game, I enjoy hearing him call a game. I'm surprised that his mind's still sharp enough to do that, though.
Right.
After what I witnessed back then, bro. Like
back then we witnessed an attempted murder. That's what it was.
Bro, they were really, man.
We witnessed an attempted murder back then. Now it's like if you touch these boys, it's like a homicide right now.
Anything. And I get it. You know, you don't want to see the quarterback out. You don't want to see that. You know, again, I'm a Packer fan. Started being a Packer fan because of the low down, dirty dog, Brett Favre. Okay. And then that transitioned to Aaron Rodgers. Okay. So I went back to back at Hall of Fame quarterbacks who are crazy as hell. Yes, I did.
And they some assholes.
Yes. Yeah. All of that. Any adjective you want to give to them, they that. But I remember, I think it was Minnesota. They sacked Aaron. He was running out of the pocket to his right, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody sacked him. Or it might have been he may have gotten rid of the ball, but they drove him to the ground. So that led to that new, and he separated his shoulder. So that led to that new rule where you can't land on the motherfuckers. Now, you're a defender, man, that's crazy. God bless all the defenders in football, because you got to try to tackle a guy, and mid-tackle, you got to think about not falling on him now. You know what I'm saying? Or you going to get a penalty for that. Do you remember when they put in the no going low on the quarterback rule after Brady told him?
Yep.
He's like, they gonna do whatever they gotta do to keep them QBs upright, you know, to keep that money coming in. All other positions, I guess they like, hey, they gonna watch regardless. But we just, you know, if the running back out, linebacker out, you know, they gonna watch. But they won't see them quarterbacks, so we got to keep them upright.
All right, so let's get into our favorite thing, Jackson State football, man. I know last season it was kind of hard for you to go to the games and stuff like that because, like you said, you was taking care of your mother and stuff. But I know now it's a whole different thing. What do you see about this team this coming up year that you saw from last year that you think we'll be able to repeat?
Well, before I answer that, I will mention about the season tickets, man. If you don't have your season tickets yet, y'all go ahead and copy season tickets. Like this man just said, I'm a season ticket holder, and I was not able to go to a single game last year because I was taking care of my mother, and I had nobody to stay with her. There was one time, I can't remember what the game was. Who was that we played? They're small. I think they were D2.
Oh, Lane College.
Okay. That game, we were in the hospital. I could hear the fans from the hospital. I could hear the boom from the hospital. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that was tough. I'm like, damn, they over there having the time of their life when we over there going through hell. But I don't feel no way about buying them season tickets because I know at the end of the day, I'm still helping my school. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like the money was wasted because I still was helping my school. So if you get season tickets, bro, and you can't make a game, don't look at it as a waste. You know what I'm saying? Just chop it up and say, yo, I'm still helping the institution that I say I love. You feel me? So I just wanted to mention that. Go ahead and get them goddamn season tickets. But no, we going back to back, baby. Back to back. Shit, we did that. What up to my youngin' right there, man? Shout out. We did that last year. What we did. The running back room was stacked. And y'all already give Mr. Mulligan the damn ball. Okay, y'all know how I felt about Mr. Mulligan. The running back room is still stacked, though. Okay? The running back room is still stacked. The wide receiver room was injured. The wide receiver room was injured, y'all.
They were still going out there making plays.
Come on now, okay? And then on the defensive side, Coach Quinn said something, and I got something for y'all coming, okay, Coach? I'm supposed to be interviewing Coach Quinn later on this week, and I'm going to ask him about this. But he said something that got me excited. And with me going over his resume, I see what he's talking about. Coach Quinn has made a steady ascent. And he hasn't been able to have a lot of years in like the same job. And just think about your life. Whoever listening, think about your life. The more years you have on a job, the more experience you have, you get to self-evaluate what I did right, what I did wrong. Coach Quinn is saying now, for the first time in a hell of a long time, I'm finna have a year 2 under my belt for the same job. So think about that. We won the Natty with the man in year 1.
Yep.
We won the Natty with that man making halftime adjustments in a way that them motherfuckers used to come out there and not be able to score on us in the second half. Okay? What the hell you think we finna do in year 2 then?
This dude.
Come on now. Come on now. That was the first year for TC has called plays before, but being head coach and play caller, now he gets to have a year 2. Come on now. Come on now. Hell, they both finna be different. We won the Natty with injuries. So one of our rooms was decimated. Every team is violent, so every team has injuries. We had a room that was decimated by injuries and still won. Come on, man. What the hell we talking about here? What the hell? Get that shit. You own a t-shirt company. I own a t-shirt company. My t-shirt company called Statement Tees LLC. Goddammit. Everybody with Jackson State need to be selling some kind of merch that say back to back. Goddammit. Shit. You can pre-order them. Get them.
Look, she's sitting right next to me, and she laying right next to me, and brain is working. The brain is working. It don't stop.
Look, pre-order them. Go ahead and get them. Shit.
Now we talk about Jackson State football. I went to 2 games last year. Game against FAMU, which was, I think, was one of more. That was an instant classic because it was the game where we was neck and neck. They couldn't move. Both teams couldn't move the ball. Both played good defense and everything. And then it just seems like somebody just pissed off the whole defensive line. And True Thompson coming in and second Daniel Richardson is like what you was talking about where they can't fall on nobody no more when you sack the quarterback. And he did the exact opposite. Just fell on him. Phillip Webb pick up the scoop and score for the touchdown, and then get another defensive turnover, and Amari Matthews go in for the equalizer. I'm like, you know what? I think that was the best game I ever seen right there. But then to turn around to come for the SWAC championship game, because I was on the sideline for that, to look at the stalemate until they put in Zy McDonald.
Shout out to him.
Yep.
He did come in with a spark. You know, I know the King that moved on, but you know, shit. He gave us that spark. We needed that spark, goddamn it. You know, we just were talented, man. We had rooms. We didn't have just one guy. We had fucking rooms, bro. But to
hear, so after the game, after I finished the press, you know, with the press conference with the team and stuff like that, came back out, went over to tailgate area to Javancy over there, to hear from Javancy's mouth to say,
shout out,
that they did not game plan their defense. They did not game plan for Southern because they was like, this is the same team that we played earlier in the season. They was looking ahead to South Carolina State for the Celebration Bowl. I was like, if that don't spell arrogance, because
didn't Coach Quinn say in the one of them pressers before the game, same team, very matter of factly, goddamn it,
same team. I was like, you know what, I was like, I know I did not hear from the special teams coach, but I did hear from the special teams coach. He's like, "Doc, we did not change nothing for this against Southern. We didn't do anything. They couldn't run the football on us." I think after they went up and Quinn kind of made the adjustment, and I think he made the adjustment in the third quarter, because remember, we let them score in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we didn't allow. Remember, I think we didn't allow no score in the first half. We were always a second half team, and then the next thing you know, it's like we just hit them in the mouth. Like, who says that? Hey man, we ain't even focused on this team. We looking ahead for the next team over.
I mean, I think a lot of teams actually do that, but then they do the coach speak. They not as bold to say what Coach Quinn said. You know, they do the coach speak, and especially when you're a rival, because you're supposed to be respectful. Even in the PWI world, it's been some years that like Ohio State was a juggernaut and maybe Michigan was trash, but then they know they finna beat Michigan ass, and they be like, it's just a good team rivalry game, but they know goddamn when they gonna whoop their ass. So they just do the coach speak. You know what I'm saying? When I was a coach, bro, especially my last years of coaching basketball at Velma Jackson High School in Camden, Mississippi, bro, we knew nobody in 3A was finna fuck with us like that. Okay, we were trying to. We got upset in 2016. Now that team we weren't worried about because they were a team of football players, tough. They weren't scared of us. They weren't scared of our 5-star guy. But the first year I was there, we weren't worried about no fucking body. Not no 3A. We beat everybody in 3A by 30 points, bare minimum, and that's sitting our starters in the fourth. So it would have been 40 or 50 pieces. We were worried about the teams that the big schools. You know, we finished the year second in the state. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got, a lot of coaches talk that coach speak. But for Coach Quinn, when that man said same team, I honestly was a little scared because I knew we were better than them. But I thought, damn, he might have just given them the bulletin board material they need to try to get up for us enough to try to come do something. But the other side of me was, hey, that man in there watching that film, that man know what he know. That's why he's saying this shit. I'm gonna ask him about this when I interview him.
Oh yeah,
I'm betting it's the preparation that made him and Coach Jones and everybody else feel like, hey, shit, we can go ahead and get ready for South Carolina State. We see what we see. We the tape is the tape.
Yeah, tape don't lie. So give me some of your impact players for this coming up season. Give me 3 on offense and 3 on defense.
I'm going with D General. I mean, Cantown's on. So proud of that young man. How can I not say him? Okay, Jacobian Morgan. Shout out to that young king. That running back. I need that brother. Just not to flip no more. Please, God. Okay. I love his game. Oh my, I was scared we finna lose him. I ain't gonna count. I just knew that one of these big white schools was finna come in and drop a bag that we couldn't match. Okay. Yeah. That again, I said about the season tickets. KC 1400 Collective. I need y'all in there now. I ain't gonna tell y'all to do something I ain't did. I'm in that thing already. If y'all watch me, y'all know I did a video showing y'all when I signed up for it. Okay. Go ahead and join that. Because we got to be able to keep cats like Mr. Terrell.
Oh, yeah.
That motherfucker is amazing. He's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't need him to flip.
I was like, you know what? When he did that, I said, oh, this game over with.
I just don't need him to flip. But I was worried about losing him though. And I'm very proud of us that we didn't lose him. That shows me that what we're doing is of course we're not where we want to be, but it's impactful. I know he got the calls. You know what I'm saying? Because Mr. Spencer, Isaiah Spencer, Mr. They'll shake your ass out of your shoes with a double move. Well, you see how they came and poached him. You feel me? And shout out is all love to that brother. You know what I'm talking about? Where he went? Virginia Tech, I think?
Tech.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Man, these white is more white people than us. And these white people got more money because of systemic racism.
Yeah.
So I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I think about him, if they offered him that kind of bad, I know somebody was getting that Mr. Terrell. So for us to retain him, shit. That's a good look for us. So I'm definitely looking forward to him this year. I be wanting to show love to somebody on the line though. Cause you know them big uglies up front. No, they call them big. Our boys ain't ugly, but you know that historically that's what you call the boys up front. That's But let me look at my lineman. Cause I could just show love to my. No, I ain't gonna do that.
Still got Quay Davis, still got DTB. We still got
I want to see. Oh, I talked to this boy brother. I want to see him get some time, but I haven't. I would have to ask Ken and them, some of them boys that be behind the scenes. You might even know if this boy finna actually play this year. I taught his brother, the Aquarius White. You think he gonna get some time this year?
I got that's the question I'm gonna ask Ken right
big 6'4". They got him listed 6'4", 333 pounds. He from Home Central as well.
Oh yeah.
I taught his brother Dexter White in Holmes County. Dexter was a big old boy himself, but William Sullivan, we ain't had no football program like that. You know what I'm talking about? But the Aquarius, when he signed, I saw him in Canton Walmart. He was very gracious. He was very humble. I like that kid. You know what I'm talking about? So I do want to see him because I love Holmes County. Like I tell people all the time, I got my PhD in people from Holmes County, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So like for Jeremiah to be from Holmes County, like I love to see his success because I know there's some great people in Holmes County, Mississippi. Now it's dire poverty there. There's a lot of crime there, a lot of violence there. And so a lot of times people don't talk about it. It's not deep in the Delta, so it don't be getting that, the Delta tag.
Yeah.
But then it ain't close enough to Jackson to have access to some of the few amenities that Jackson has.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? So anybody that comes out of Holmes County, I'm really rooting for them. So I would like to see that young man, be a contributor this year. Now, in terms of defense, of course, Jeremiah.
Yeah. I just interviewed his cousin last week, OC.
Okay.
He's over at Tuskegee now.
Shout out to Tuskegee. That's my mama's other school. And so I'm glad you said it. Y'all, when y'all see me at the Tuskegee game, I'm gonna have on a Jackson State type of shirt or put it on some shirt or something like that. I'm gonna be over there. I got great seats, by the way. I haven't had a chance to sit in them yet, but I got great seats. But I'm gonna have on a Tuskegee hat. I'm gonna have on my mama's Tuskegee hat. She probably would have loved to at least watch that game.
Yeah.
If not be there. So, but yeah, I'm a rock that hat, that game for my mama. But definitely Jeremiah, Kamari. I'm excited about him. I interviewed his pops. Shout out to his pops, head coach up there at Holmes County Central, Talent Factory. He be having the coaches come through. He be having all them multi-million-dollar coaches coming through there because Holmes County got them. Okay, and so we need to make that a pipeline, from Holmes County to JSU because they got them. They got them. So I'm excited to see what Kamari does, and I know his daddy is excited. When I interviewed him, I think Kamara was at Miami when I interviewed him. And then y'all know he went from Miami to Mississippi State, but now that he's home, baby. I think his daddy said he was conceived at Jackson State.
I think he's there. You know what?
I think that man.
Yeah, he did say that. He did. I think he did say that.
I think he told me that man was conceived there. So it's fitting. It's fitting that he coming don that blue and white. Let me give you one more though on the defensive side and look through these jokers. More on the defensive side. I can see what that young man gonna do, but I'm gonna go with somebody else.
I know one person.
What they say? What they been saying about Barney, Braxton Barney? What they been saying about him?
I haven't heard too much about Braxton Barney, but I know he's still on the team. But I know he did get some weight on him and everything.
He from Madison Central.
Yeah,
and you know my babies go to Madison Middle right now, and so you know we show love to the home team. We've gotten some good shit out of Madison Central. I mentioned Spencer already. BJ Washington, Madison Central. I know Ken Madison Central. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see what that kid does. Anybody that be from where I am when they play for Jackson State, that excites me because we need these local heroes. You know what I'm saying? I may have told Jacobian.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Jacobian I was talking to. Like, what I be trying to do is way easier for him. Like, in terms of positively influencing our kids around here. Because shit, I'm fighting for my stage. You know what I'm talking about? My stage is on social media and YouTube, and the algorithm got to help me out to put me in front of people. Well, he gets a stage every Saturday in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And those young people can see him out there being a leader and having 40,000 people cheer for him. So if he walks into a school, they're going to pay attention to that off top.
Oh, yeah. They're going to know who he is, though, just because.
So I want these young kids I want all young kids to be successful, but especially those from where I'm from and from places I care about, like Holmes County, because it's going to take those young kids. We also got to teach these kids, though, to be cognizant of all this real shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember being down there at Southern Miss, and we were trying to get Clyde Kennard exonerated. We were trying to get his conviction, his bullshit conviction overturned. If y'all don't know who Clyde Kennard is, he was like Southern Miss's version of James Meredith. He tried to integrate Southern Miss. He's a military man, just like James Meredith is. And they basically did like a long, drawn out lynching of this man. They framed him for stealing some chicken feed and sent him to Parchment. And in Parchment, of course, he faced horrible conditions, but they didn't let him out until he was so sick that when he finally got out, he just died.
Right.
And so his crime truly was trying to integrate Southern Miss. And I remember being down there and a part of some group I was part of, and we were walking around trying to get motherfuckers to sign petitions to send to Haley Barber was the governor.
Ooh.
And them football players wasn't trying to fucking hear us, man. And like they were the most powerful motherfuckers on campus. You know, this is when Southern Miss was ranked and shit. Like, y'all the most powerful people on campus.
Yeah.
Y'all put y'all name on this shit, it's gonna help. But so that still sticks with me. Like, a lot of our athletes don't know their power. You know, so we got to do our job to try to train these little jokers up. You know, especially since shit, we paying them now. Since we paying them now, they sure enough should be more receptive to the game we be giving them, because they really can use their platform to really better this world. So I'm hoping all our youngins do that. Not only Jacobian, because he went from where I'm from. That's why I keep mentioning him, but all our youngins. We want that for all of them.
Yeah, I'd say my 3 on offense. There go Dre right there. My 3 on offense is going to be Jacobian. It's going to be J-Mo. I'm gonna go with Travis Terrell because you can't stop that. You can't stop that.
Don't flip, but that motherfucker getting crazy. I want to ask you something about Jacoby real quick. I want to pull your coat on something. I want to ask you just like I asked Toronto. Shout out to Toronto. First of all, do you think Jacobian with that natty is already a JSU legend?
Heck yeah.
Okay, so you already say you're a legend.
Even though, you know, TC was shuffling players, you know, he was shuffling QB back and forth. Jacobian is like really, to me, I think he was the MVP for the offense.
So do you already hold him up there with the Cases and the Supermans and all this?
Got to.
Okay.
Got to.
Okay.
Now he might not have the stats that Casey and Kent got, or even Mark Washington, Graylin Pratt, Sean Sean Gregory.
Some would say some wouldn't have him over Shador because of stats.
Right. Someone have him over Shador.
But he has the national title.
Right.
You know? But I think Toronto's argument was he still needs to do more of that because we were so run oriented last year. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we were, I guess some would say he was a game manager rather than the bus driver. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But at certain times, like when it was time for him to take the game over, then I will put him in that stature. But, you know, it was basically when you watched the games last season, you seen Irv go for over 150 yards in 4 straight games. That that right there was like, you know what? Him and Irv are 1 and 2.
I also think we acknowledge that the wide receiver room was decimated. The coaches acknowledge that as well. But like I guess sometimes we ain't thinking well that also affects the quarterback stats then.
Mm-hmm.
And because TC know well he ain't got the guys that he anticipated having out there at wide out or whatever. So and he know this running back room is going crazy and then the O line going crazy right now. That may even change your play calling. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, like
I just want to pull your coat on that. You know what I'm saying? There's some barbershop shit there. You know, I want to know what. And I know you're a historian with it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's a question to ask.
Yeah,
I think my third one, it's gonna be Quay Davis on that offensive line. You got to give him. You know, he's from the hometown. He from Texas, DFW, Louisville to be exact. Louisville for the folks who don't want to understand, spelled with an EW. Lewis. And then on defense, of course, Jeremiah Williams, because the defense goes as he go. I'm gonna go with Reed Pulliam, linebacker. Don't let that light skin fool you. He is a dog on the field.
Hey, we here. We exist.
And
light skin dog exist. Don't let Drake fool your ass.
And last but not least, I'm gonna go with Shamar Hawkins.
Okay.
But to get him to come back when he was in the portal, to get him to come out of the portal and come back, and he was impactful last season too, because there was some plays in the game in the national championship game that he made that pretty much kept us where we was at, and it just put the offense back on the field. Mm-hmm. But my X factor this year on offense, is 2 of them on offense. I'm gonna go with Kobe Paul.
That boy gonna ball.
And then I'm gonna go with the train. Nate Blount. I'm gonna go with Nate because I want to see what he actually got. I think he's gonna go out there, and I think it's gonna be more of a running back by committee this season instead of having a feature back.
No problem with
back.
that. They stay fresh, keep them rolling.
And then on defense, my X factor on defense is Kamari. And then also, I'm gonna go with BJ. I think I'm gonna go with BJ Washington. I'm gonna see what he do in that backfield, in that defensive backfield. Just looking at this team is loaded, is way loaded. And Coach O and TC and the whole coaching staff have done a great job in assembling this team. And plus having, of course we say opting in to this to the house element and stuff like that, where we grow the roster go from what it is to 105. So now we on the equal playing field. That's why I'm like, if we go down to USL, we gonna be on equal playing field with y'all now. So so don't look at us as just this HBCU or FCS school. We gonna be on equal playing field. And I'm saying if we do win that game, man, we're gonna be some folks mad at Hattiesburg, man.
Y'all ass, you better be careful on 49. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna try to pull your ass over. They're gonna get there. Soon as they get the word, what? They won? Man, 49, they're gonna be looking for your ass right there on Harder Street. They're gonna be looking for you. All right. I've been down there, I've been in that jail. Okay. I'm telling you from experience. Okay. They had your boy chained up to drug dealers and shit. They had just done a sweep that night. Okay, they will lock your ass up down there on some bullshit. All right, so we get that dub now. All right, don't have no shit in that ride. Have your designated driver. Get your hotel room, sit down somewhere until the next morning. Okay.
Who gonna represent the West in the SWAC? And of course, I know you say we gonna represent the East for the SWAC championship game.
I haven't looked into what they've been doing over there. I ain't locked in on. I become disinterested with a lot of the off season. Oh, we got this player that's doing this, and because a lot of the time these folks be hyping up all this shit all spring and summer, and these folks turn out to be garbage as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I try to wait on guys like you who I know they shit. So like whenever you get your official shit, I lock in and listen to what you saying and shit like that, and I try to form my opinion then. But it would be great. It would be great to face Grambling though.
Oh,
I would just enjoy that. I would enjoy that.
Two big brands.
Yeah. I would really enjoy that. I want them. Of course, I don't want them to beat us, but I want Grambling. I want the Grambling. You know what I'm saying? I want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, the brand, the history, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see what that really be like in 2025. We've seen it in the past, you know what I'm talking about, but in this post-Dion shit, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I want to see them back to that shit so we can talk some good shit to them. Shout out to Yard Talk. That my girl.
Yeah.
So some good healthy banter ain't never hurt nobody. You feel me? So I would like for it to be them, but whoever gonna get this work, they can get this work. It don't matter.
Shout out to my wife, grand mom over here.
Oh yeah, much love to them.
Shout out to my niece who's actually gonna be in Grambling next month.
Okay.
For school, so she is gonna be on the sideline for the football team as an athletic trainer. Last but not least, let's get into the music. I know we talked about Me and my wife, we talk about this all the time. We talk about Drake versus Kendrick. We talk about light skin versus dark skin. We talk about a nigga from Compton versus somebody from Canada who's trying to cosplay as a nigga.
Right.
My wife said that's just a crybaby. What do you feel about everything that went down last year and then coming up this year where he came in with the play, performing in the Super Bowl, doing the stadium tours and rocking that out, and then of course Drake coming in with the lawsuit and him coming out with another single, actually shooting at folks, actually shooting at one of your favorite players, shooting at your favorite player.
Well, now, me and Bron got a very strange relationship. He does play for my Lakers, but I don't fuck with Bron like that. But before I answer that though, since we talking music, I will say, no, I appreciate you having me on for real, because when I dropped this song in honor of Jackson State, Stop Hating on Thee, I had meant to make my rounds to promote the song and never got around to doing that because I just was so, man, taking care of my mom. That cancer battle was a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? So can't talk about them boy music without mentioning mine. So make sure y'all go and fuck just streaming it. Download Stop Hating on Thee wherever you get your music. That shit 99 cents. You feel me? And like I said, I own IG Entertainment LLC, so that money ain't going to nobody else. No, ain't no Leo Cohen or no mystical white man or something that's eating off your boy. I am the owner of my shit and the artist. You know what I'm talking about? Like Jordan with the Wizards, I play for the team I own. Goddamn it, that's what like J.P. Rockefeller. You know what I'm talking about? So, and this is the way I take care of my family for real. You know what I'm saying? So, this ain't no side hustle or nothing. This is really my life. So, man, if you fuck with me for real, go. And it ain't no trap shit. I rap my motherfucking ass off. Let's get that. Yeah, you ain't just buy the shit I know sympathy. I rap my motherfucking ass off. Okay. So go ahead and cop that Stop Hating on Thee today. Now, in terms of them boys, man, it's wild because the whole Drake experiment should have been over long ago. Meek Mill was the one that was supposed to end it.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, as an MC now, to not write your damn rhymes while simultaneously calling yourself one of the GOATs, you can't do that.
Right.
You cannot do that. Now, it's plenty of cats don't write their rhymes. We know Puffy didn't write none of that shit. Dr. Dre wasn't writing that shit. Hell, Jay-Z wrote that damn Dre Day song. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we know that. But them boys ain't calling themselves the greatest lyrics. Drake then sat up here and was telling us all he running shit. And then this reference tape come out with your ass and half the damn song by somebody else. half the song by somebody else. Okay. Meek Mill dropped the ball on that and let that man whoop his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So watching how thoroughly he whooped Meek Mill's ass, and Meek Mill a battle rapper.
Oh, yeah.
So to watch that, I thought the Kendrick shit was going to be more competitive. I thought it would be more competitive. And Kendrick, authenticity. People forget about authenticity. Authenticity can outweigh a whole lot of shit. Drake's fan base is bigger. But Kendrick ass was real.
Yep.
He came with, now Drake was throwing shots at him too, you know, accusing him of beating his wife.
Yep.
Accusing his wife of sleeping with
his homeboy and the manager.
It ain't like both of them weren't saying some wild shit about each other, but Kendrick's authenticity made you believe this shit he was saying. And of course, Mustard gave him that damn beat. If you can't make a hit, If you can't make a hit off that goddamn beat, something wrong with your goddamn ass as an MC. You feel me? So Kendrick doing what he supposed to be doing with it. He doing everything he supposed to be doing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dropped to get that last album. Great. I liked it. And Drake handling the shit all wrong.
My whole thing is I'm looking at it like you use. He said he would never. To me, what Drake said before, he said he would never battle anybody. He would never respond to anybody that had some shots thrown at him. Right? That's what he said is successful. When he wanted to be successful, he's like, I'm not worried about that because he was worried about the money and the fame.
Talking about that record him and Trey Songz had.
Yeah.
Oh,
so then when Kendrick came out when he was on the Control joint and his verse came up and he just started name dropping a lot of folks because he wants to be the top dog. He wants to be where his medal is.
Yeah.
And then it's like you had, like for Drake, he had a 11-year hatred. Now I won't say a hatred, but he was kind of hating on it because you waited 11 years to say something, and then it was brought back up when Kendrick was on the joint with Future and Metro Boomin. And he had that verse, and it's like it ain't the big three.
Motherfuck the big three. It's just big me. Yeah.
Right.
Dope ass line.
Yeah, it's a dope ass line. And he felt in his heart, he felt the way that it's all about me. I don't care about J. Cole. That's my dog. That's my nigga right there. I don't give a fuck what he do. And really with Drake, he's like, that's my dog. Yeah, he did show me around Toronto also, but I want to see where they at. And so then he's like, of course, with J. Cole come out with 7-minute drill, and then he went turn around the next day and apologize because
he making us light-skinned boys look. T.I. is rolling over in his motherfucking grave right now, seeing this shit. T.I. went to battle with Lil Flip. He got on stage, had the leprechaun up there and shit. He said, Flip, bring your punk ass to the stage. That's what Tip did. Tip went to Bowen Homes when Shawty Low was getting at him. And it was happening. Tip is rolling over in his. I know Tip ain't dead, y'all. But Tip is rolling over in his motherfucking grave right now, seeing how them two light-skinned boys, J. Cole and Drake, handled that shit. J. Cole, if you didn't want to be in the beef, you shouldn't release 7-minute drill. Also, your ass shouldn't have been popping all that shit talking about you the best. He had started smelling himself and started saying.
I like J. Cole because he got the bar.
He's flowing. He was hitting. Bam, bam. He got that verse he dropped on that Young Thug record. They went. He was in. J. Cole was on a roll, but then Kendrick Lamar said, "Okay, you want to be on a roll? Let's go for real." And you bowed out because you said that motherfucker actually crazy though. Kendrick is a little crazy. I actually don't want that. Now Drake motherfucking ass.
He came out. So Drake came out with push-ups.
He
kept
did.
baiting this nigga to come out. He kept baiting him to come out.
Can't do that.
He kept
dealing with somebody insane. Why did you think that boy wasn't finna come like that? He was looking at Kendrick like, oh, this finna be another Meek. No, it's not. Meek ain't right bright. This boy is brilliant and crazy. So you gotta come with it. And where he has fucked up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this to you because I got a reel coming out about this, but I'll go ahead and break what I'm gonna say here. Because I had said previously, I asked my fans, is Drake gonna be like Ja Rule or Jay-Z? I asked my fans this last year. Oh, they swore up and down. He was gonna be like Jay-Z. And for those y'all that too young to remember, 50 Cent ruined Ja Rule as we knew him. Okay, Nas
trolling his ass to this day.
ruined him. Nas, to most people, won his beef with Jay-Z, but didn't ruin him. Okay, as Hov would say, I got stronger after Ether. And you can argue that he made more money, married Beyonce, all that kind of shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked my fans, which one he gonna be? And they swore up and down he was gonna be Jay-Z. And we see that motherfucker is it's starting to look like he's more like Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
It's seeming like folks, no matter what, Drake been putting out a lot of shit.
Because he's the Michael, so what he
not
called himself the
clicking no
Michael
more.
Jackson. He the Michael Jackson of this generation.
But it ain't clicking. And so he's missing the mark. The way you come back after some shit like that, I do believe this. You can come back in entertainment from whatever as long as you put out some shit that's dope. Now, that's wrong that that's true, but I know it to be true. Mm-hmm. Folks watched R. Kelly. I've never seen the tape, but people watched R. Kelly pee on a child and still went and bought Chocolate Factory like a motherfucker. Yes, right. They did. Yes, I was there. I was in high school. I remember you. You still were listening to Ignition. Yes, you were. And some of y'all saw that pee tape. I haven't seen it. But some of y'all watched him pee on that child and said, fuck that, because Ignition sounded so damn good. Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. I don't believe what Mike was accused of. But some people did believe what he was accused of, but said, because Dangerous was so damn tight. You know what I'm talking about? Like Thriller and Bad had already been out. But look at him. He know about Ignition remix. This brother know about it. Okay. Rick Ross. I'm trying to school you, my young Jay. I'm schooling you right now. Some shit went on. Rick Ross got revealed that he was a correctional officer. This motherfucker's whole image is that he's a drug lord. We got a picture of him as a CO. And people said, fuck it, because I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work. People like that damn song so much, they said, man, fuck that you were a CO. We like the record. You know what I'm saying?
But he also said he also said he did tell everybody, yeah, I was a correctional officer. I played football at Albany State. So
but if the music wasn't hidden, it wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't work.
Ja Rule stopped putting out what them songs that made Ja Rule pop was that he was a thug making like singy song, it was songs that could appeal to the women. Because, you know, he would have an R&B singer on that bitch. You know what I'm talking about? But then he would be saying some hard stuff, kind of, you know, and so that the brothers could respect him. But once 50 came for him, Ja tried to go full gangster, and the streets wasn't buying it.
They weren't buying it.
You're not finna out gangster somebody who got shot 9 times and survived that. You're not finna out gangster him. Jay-Z bounced back from Ether by putting out great music after that. The Black Album, it featured Dirt Off My Shoulders, 99 Problems, Public Service Announcement. When all that shit dropped, wasn't nobody giving a fuck about Ether no more. You see what I'm saying? Drake ain't dropped no shit that's dope since Kendrick smacked his ass. And
yeah, so it was so funny because when he came out with afterward, he came out with 616 in LA, which he really even he didn't even diss him on that. He really went after academics. His old funny living. That shit funny as hell, dude.
And that was his boy.
That was his boy. Then he dropped Euphoria. Euphoria was that one where like this man is the certified boogeyman. And then when Drake came out with Family Matters and he told him, what did he say, babe? If you say something about my family, I got something in the chamber for you.
Bro. And but after Not Like Us, you get your ass smacked around like that after not Like Us. And you drop some sexy songs for you.
He stole some ideas from Freddie Gibbs. We know, come on now.
Like, bro, you just got your ass. Well, you gotta drop some shit comparable to Take Care. You gotta come with your best shit ever now. If you gonna keep the people, that's your fan base. You can't come no mid. Cause Kendrick did this.
When he did meet the Grams, which came out, that beat was fire because it was made by the Alchemist.
That was true.
That made by the Alchemist, and he wasn't dissing. The man straight up penned a letter to everybody in your family, and it did what else did he have penned to? A daughter that they say that you probably done hit again that's older than your son.
Crazy. My
So
mama always said it's hard to whoop a crazy person now. It's hard to be the crazy person. That boy that want to smoke.
When I listened to it, I said the first thing he said, "Dear Adonis," I was like, you know what, this shit is over with. This
Did
shit
that boy
is
tell
over.
his mama I
He
hate your
told his
son or
mama-
something?
He told his mama that I'm sorry that your son is like that. Told his daddy that you a lying, that you raised a lying degenerate, that you need to get more money from him because he used you to get into the good graces of the black community, knowing that he couldn't get it on his own if he was just the way that he is. If nobody didn't know your daddy was from Memphis, man. Like, we wouldn't even, really, niggas wouldn't even care if your daddy was from Memphis. But to get on there, but Drake knew it was going to come out. It was like, it's like, okay, you didn't talk about this man, said that this man beat on his wife, and said that Dave Free, his partner, was sleeping with his wife and had a son, saying that he don't take pictures with his kids, but that's the way that the man is. But then Kendrick also told him, there's really nothing you can say about me because I live a boring life.
But I think that played into Drake's arrogance, though.
Right, it played into his arrogance.
Because he lives this boring life, and that my fan base is so much bigger than his, that I'm a whoop. And he did come. I'm talking about Meek, but Pusha, he survived Pusha. What Pusha did was scathing. That diss is scathing.
Oh yeah,
Push is the one that let us know about you hiding the child and that you would sit up there playing blackface and shit.
mm-hmm.
Like, Push did that in a scathing way, but Push audience ain't as big, and he came back with Scorpion. Okay, he came back with some music for motherfuckers. Like, he came back with an album that featured. Let's go back to that fucking album, because that's why he was able to outlive that, because Push was on his ass.
Oh yeah,
but so this son bitch, he had God's Plan.
God's Plan.
You got to come with some shit like this now, okay? He had that damn song, Nice for What? Girls were loving to shake their ass, and Nice for What and shit. In My Feelings, the Kiki, that shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of records he gonna have to come with big shit that folks be like, man, this shit sounds so good, I don't give a damn that Kendrick whooped his ass.
I think when here's the thing, here's when you knew it was over. When a whole goddamn stadium at a football game at the Super Bowl hollered out A minor. Shut it down, you done for. And then they said he wasn't gonna be able to sell out stadiums, and he been doing that. Me and my wife, we just talked about this before we got on there, on here, that he did the show in Germany.
Them folk going crazy.
And they were going crazy. She's like, you didn't see the mosh pit that they had? I said, I seen everything. I was like, they going crazy for that boy over there. And now you come out with this, what did I miss? Like, did you not know what you missed? You missed this ass whooping that this man gave you for a whole goddamn year.
Bro, you can't say that LeBron been on your, what do you say, on my jock or something? I've only listened to it twice.
He said he been on his nuts since headlines.
Bro.
But you was mad because he went to the pop out, which the pop out was a Juneteenth concert. It wasn't an anti-Drake concert.
Well, like I can understand that. Like I can understand him feeling that way, but at the same time, you can't say that LeBron James, like in this situation, LeBron is at worst. So somebody that's logical, somebody that ain't just standing. Bron is at worst number 4. You know what I'm talking about? Some people might put Kareem over him. Some people gonna put Bean over him. You know what I'm talking about? I might be one of those people. I'm definitely putting Mike over him. But this is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. It's inarguable. Okay. You, on the other hand, especially after the damn the shit with the ghostwriters, yeah, you got the sales and all that. But for you to be up there with Biggie and Pac and Hove and all these cats, it's debatable. So for you to say that Bron is on your dick and not the other way around is wild. And I know he got KD tatted on him, but some people are saying that he got Bron tatted on him too. Is that true?
He got Bron tatted on his forearm.
First letter is rolling over his motherfucking grave right now. I'm rolling over in my goddamn grave. What the hell is going on? I'm gonna have to goddamn do some gangsta ass shit for the light-skinned community just because of this shit. I'm gonna have to, what the fuck am I gonna have? I'm gonna have to just drop. I have a disc in the vault just in case a motherfucker play me. That hasn't happened. I may need to release that shit anyway, just so we can get some of our stature back. Just so the legend of Malcolm X can live on. Because these yellow boys today, god damn it. Man. You got another man tattooed on your arm, and you say he dick riding? Come on, man. Man, stop the beef. Stop the fight. If I'm in Drake's corner, I'm telling them, they don't say shit about that man no more. Stop the fight.
Hey,
Throw in the white towel.
Hey, I'll be at work, bro. I'll be at work now. And all I put on is that GNX, Kendrick Lamar. And no skips, no nothing. I'm listening to it all the way through and on repeat. So, man, look. And this is some, this is me talking about with me and my Texas music. My wife, she be like, you talk about Texas all the time. Your Texas music, those Texas music. Like, hey, I can't help it.
What's up, man? Since I ain't been in the classroom, it's harder for me to keep up with these new youngins. But I think y'all got a new youngin from is this Big Extra Plug cat from y'all way?
Yeah, he from Dallas. He from I think he went to if I'm not mistaken, I think he went to Cedar Hill, if I'm not mistaken, where I went to school at.
He the one got that song The Biggest?
Yep.
I like that record. I heard that record recently. I like that record.
Hey, Big X, he can go. He can go.
I need these fellas. These ladies been holding it down. A lot of these fellas ain't been dropping shit worth shit. But I like that record from Big X. Shout out to him.
Yeah, but I'm still on my Screw music. So I'm still on that DJ Screw.
Do y'all really celebrate this shit like a holiday over there? I saw like people talking about Screw Day the other day.
Yeah.
Was that like when was that?
So June 27th was last week. Okay. They celebrated down there in Houston, and then 7/13 next week is the day. That's what Kiki put out.
What did somebody criticize him recently? I saw some on my timeline.
Yeah, Youngstar criticized him about something, and Kiki had to let it out. Like he was still, in mourning about Pokey, Big Pokey passing away, just like that, almost 2 years ago.
What up to my dog Sid? What's happening, dog?
Oh, Keelan Russell gonna be the QB1 for Bama. Shout out to Keelan Russell, man. QB from here in Dallas, Duncanville, Texas. He just buried his twin sister like last month, bro.
God have mercy, man.
So yeah. That's good that he's gonna get the starting spot. Second, I think he's the second QB in Bama history from the DFW area. First one was Greg McElroy.
I didn't know he was more over there. Okay.
He from he went to South Lake Carroll. Yeah. But yeah, they celebrate that shit out. We celebrated. You know, I'm talking about in Houston, they celebrated. They look candy slabs. They got them things poking out. Hey, it's a slab holiday out there. They swinging and banging that thing. It's a slab parade. That's what they call it.
Right, bruh. Y'all shit, especially around the time that I was in college. So Lil Flip and them boys were doing they goddamn thing. Paul Wall and them were doing their thing. Mike Jones, all them boys were doing their goddamn thing. So them boys just goddamn everywhere. But all that shit about talking about them slabs. My car ain't no slab, but I still call it slab. That's how, like, that shit just sounded so fucking cool. So I just flipped it like I'm finna hit the slab. Like, you know, like the road, I'm finna hit the slab.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like, man, I'm about somebody they be like, man, I'm about to hit the slab.
Yeah,
you know,
slab.
You talking about hitting the slab. You talking about you about to ride down the street. Or when we say we about to get in the slab, we about to get in our car.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of them things. Like,
I got a song called "New Slab." You know what I'm saying? That was inspired by that terminology. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Texas, y'all motherfuckers, y'all, you know, and I love UGK, my God. You know, I got a lot of my partners love Outkast the most, and you know, I love Cass too, but I'm a UGK man. You know what I'm saying? That shit. I got a chance to open up for Pimp C.
Really?
Yeah, I got a chance to open up for Pimp. I won me and my brothers, we won a contest at a local club down there in Hattiesburg, and we tore the shit up. And the prize was to open up for Pimp, and we did that. And Pimp, man, when he came out, they were fucking up his sound. And Pimp cussed that sound man the fuck out. Bro, talking about I was in the crowd rolling because I'm right there. I'm like, man, this man crazy as hell for real. You know what I'm saying? But then he put on Bun, didn't come with him that night, unfortunately. But Pimp was there. 8Ball and MJG were there as well. So I can't forget them. Both of them were there. You know what I'm talking about? But that Pimp, and it's tough for me because I go against. I used to have to tell my youngest what a real pimp was. They be like, man, Cowboys, I'm a pimp, man. I'm like, a pimp is somebody that convinced a woman to sell her body for profit and they get the motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be kind of rough me loving Pimp so much, knowing what he ended up doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, once he stopped selling dope, you know, he's shit. He was on that pimping.
He had to stay clean because he didn't want to go back to the penitentiary.
Yeah.
But
some of the shit, I encourage you, some of them young, y'all need to listen to High Life. High Life. That record there, Pimp talking some real shit, Bun talking some real shit. Y'all gotta learn how to listen to rap music, you know, and realize when they talking dumb shit, you know, somebody just say, hey, that's the dumb shit. Even if it might be entertaining, but that ain't the shit to learn from. And then recognize what's the real shit. They got us on their last album where he was alive, at least. Back to back, they got some songs that contradict each other. I'm talking about both songs about women. Oh, I'm gonna go to this shit. Cause see, I used to use this to show my youngins how these rappers be all over the fucking.
That was the Riding Dirty album, right?
This the last one where he allowed Underground Kings.
Underground King, okay.
Okay. It's a double disc. Oh, these kids don't know shit about no disc no more. It was a double disc, y'all. Okay. So on your streaming platform, it's gonna be volume 1 and volume 2. So on volume 2 of Underground Kings, track 5 is called Two Type of Bitches. And they talking some crazy shit on that record. Track 6 It's called Real Women. Now, on Real Women, they talking about their wives, because both of them boys are married men. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see what the real is. That's how they really felt about them women. And so I think we had to teach these youngins how to listen to these boys, because some of these kids, especially fatherless ones like me, shit, you be gravitating to whatever the hell these rappers saying, and a lot of time they just be bullshitting, trying to sell a record. They ain't even believe what the fuck they talking about. They just selling the record. So that stood out to me from them boys. Two type of bitches, followed by real women. I said,
Real women.
Man, God damn it, these
Man.
boys.
So tell everybody what you got coming up, and tell them where everybody they can find you at. You get the flow.
Man, of course, y'all can follow me across all social media. You should be able to just type in first letter. Make sure you put that $sign in to come about that money. You know what I'm talking about. But on Instagram specifically, it's first one ST. They wouldn't let me use $sign in the handle, but it's one ST _ realist _ 100. I'm at 66,000 over there. Y'all, I'm trying to get to 70,000. Y'all can help me do that. You know what I'm talking about. On Facebook, you should be able to just type in first letter as you see it right there. I'm at like 56,000 now. I'm trying to get to 60,000 over there, so y'all can help me with that. Hell, on TikTok, I'm trying to monetize this TikTok right now, y'all. I'm like 8 people away. You can get over here right now and go to TikTok and help me with that. I'm at 9,992. Okay, and I need to get to 10,000. So y'all can follow me over there at first _ realist _ 100, or just type in first letter with a $sign. Of course, subscribe to me on YouTube, trying to get to 10,000 subscribers over there. I'm on Threads, trying to get to 15,000 over there. I got 14.1 thousand, but you can help me get up over there. We're just trying to build these up, you know, it costs you nothing to hit that button. And every time you hit that button, it makes me more marketable. And like I told you, this is how I take care of my family with my entertainment company, IG Entertainment. The goal is to entertain, educate, and inspire. I don't forget about the entertainment. I try to make y'all happy, but at the same time, we're going to get this money. We're going to change the world, and you can be a part of that. And also, don't forget to download Stop Hating on Thee right now. It's a song inspired by Coach T.C. Taylor. I'm talking cash money shit on behalf of the illustrious Jackson State University. So make sure you download this shit today.
All right. You got anything to say, baby, before we roll up out of this thing? Nope. She always tells me to go donate on the Tinker Sticker down there on the tick. Still try to get funds for Media Day. That is next Wednesday in Birmingham at the Birmingham Sheraton Hotel. It will be live on ESPN Plus at 10 a.m., but you can see me live before then at 9 a.m. All you have to do, just hit that Cash App, the PayPal, or the Zelle to get your boy down there. This will be my 3rd year going. Other things I got going on right now is I'm still waiting on word from Dr. Kevin James, the president of Morris Brown College. So we're trying to hit him up. We still got our Women Love Football series coming up in after I come back from Media Day. Again, first person that'll be on here will be Miss Tashay Woods, who's a FAMU grad, so she'll talk FAMU. Her thing on Twitter is Skirts and Sports. Other than that, we got the make sure y'all check out the Press House. Email us at thepresshouse25@gmail.com to get your shirts ordered, your Culture Vulture shirts ordered for their USM game, so you can tell them folks, leave our shit alone. Worry about your own shit. But other than that, man, I appreciate you for coming on here.
I appreciate you having me on. And like I told you, I look at you as a historian, bro. You and Mr. Ford, like Mr. Ford, like the OG historian, and you my age group historian for this shit. I know the shit y'all be giving. I can take it to my bank. I know you cover everybody. Big HBCU to the small. You show everybody love. And our institution need that, you know what I'm talking about. These motherfuckers in the Trump administration, they doing their best to shit on anything that's not white. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's especially including black businesses. like mine, like yours, and that's including black institutions, like Jackson State, like FAMU, like Southern. You know, we talk our shit, you know, till when it's time to hit that field. But at the end of the day, I want all these institutions to win, and you spotlight all of them, you know what I'm talking about? So I gotta give you the utmost credit for that.
So my man Blue Jacket for Life, he just trying to see the Culture Vulture shirts. I do got it right here. I do have mine right here. My wife did make this.
If y'all wear them shirts down there, I'm telling you, again, make sure you ain't smelling like no weed. You ain't smelling like no liquor, because them white folk gonna try to lock you up. I'm telling you now. I know that from experience. I've had my hand in them cuffs down there in Forest County, Mississippi. Okay, they will get on your ass.
Right. And then it don't matter who school you with, Grambling, Southern, Jackson State, make sure if they got a collective, get on it.
In it. Do that. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna be in the stands complaining about what the players ain't doing, why we ain't got this, why that player. Well, goddamn it, if we can pay the players, we can get better talent, and your complaints can cease. You know what I'm talking about? We have a chance to be a part of the solution. And so I love this era. I really do. You know, because we can put some money up and try to make our teams better.
Oh, yeah.
And that goes basketball, too. Don't forget about basketball, guys. I'm a hooper. You know what I'm saying? We got to get at least a 4-star in that gym fresh out of high school. Okay? Tamika Reed used to be able to get them to come after they, it made her stop somewhere else and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I want one fresh out of high school, especially on the men's side. We tell that motherfucker, hey, you can be here with us, be one and done. We don't give a damn, because we know you're going to set that gym on fire. We going to make the NCAA tournament. When you go to the NBA, you got to have some tax write-offs, and you're going to donate some of those millions. I just saw the motherfucker from the Magic just got $57 million a year, man. Shit, you know what I'm saying? We get one of those who on his pro-black shit, and he say, I'd rather do my 1 year with my people, but hey, we still gonna have to pay him. And Coach Mo tell me that's gonna cost us $250,000.
Ooh.
$250,000. But we gonna get that back. I'm telling you, that would be
get it back tenfold.
Best investments, because we gonna have ESPN. You talking about the Dion shit? It won't be as much as that, because he's a national icon. But it'll be the next best thing, because basketball is the world's second most popular sport. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so let's say that somebody's going to the NBA to be an all-star as well. You know what I'm saying? Like my dumb ass was like in North Carolina my whole childhood up into my 30s because Michael Jordan played there. Well, that same thing will happen if we can get one of them studs in there, and then when they go to the league and when they announced from Jackson State University, like Lindsay. But Lindsay didn't go average 30. You get you one of those that can get in there, become an all-star, that $250,000 gonna look like a small ass investment. They'll give us that money out of their first contract themselves. We'll get that back. You know what I'm saying? So don't forget about that on the NIL tip as well, y'all. We need that.
Oh yeah, make sure you get that Greenwood whiskey from Ken there, man.
I told you after I stopped drinking, they would bring the whiskey through. Now ain't that a bitch? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to get a bottle just to put up or give it to my brother. My brother be drinking. I'll get one for my brother, but
and all I gotta say is, hey, love on each other, hug your loved ones, love on your loved ones. Crash out on your kids if you have to, and beat them out the penitentiary. Those my 2 cents about for the kids out there and the parents.
Crash out on your kids if you.
Hey man, look, we came in the generation where our folks was our people was some crash outs. I am the true living testimony of
beat them out the penitentiary, man. That's a real.
Beat them out the penitentiary, because that's what my mama did. My mama beat me out the penitentiary.
Oh,
I ain't got no jail record. I ain't got none of that shit.
That's what's up.
I got a speed ticket. I got a traffic ticket. That's it.
Crash out on your kids. Hey,
felony free. Shit, you won't see me go down the loose there. Fuck that.
You gotta tell wifey to put that shit on a shirt, goddamn it. Crash out on them kids, hell.
And beat them out of penitentiary.
Beat them out that pen. That's all right.
And then last but not least, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah,
make that the national anthem. Fuck them. Fuck we talking about. Fuck that motherfucker.
The YG national YG.
Hell yeah. Nelly acting like it's difficult to say. No, fuck that motherfucker. And fuck you too for shit. Trying to coon for his ass, motherfucker. Don't get me started on that. We'll be on here another hour if I get politics.
Shit. Man, but we gonna be up out of here. Catch me with the Gathering Old Men tomorrow night, and at 7:30. I don't think I'll do a show on Wednesday, but then on Thursday I'll be back on again with the Gathering Old Men on Thursday. So we just gonna try to get everything out before we head on down to Birmingham. Get all the content that we need to have before we head to Birmingham. I think my wife is gonna try to make some shirts that way everybody can see her what she does and how we do things, and but yeah, man, we try to get everything. My wife she said your brand she said your brand is my brand.
That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Boy, congratulations, boy. You shit. A woman, boy, a good woman goddamn hold you down. Good woman hold you down, shit. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I forgot to tell y'all about my new Twitter. It's IGENTLLC. They got your boy shadow banned. My personal one is shadow banned on Twitter. I've been on Twitter the longest, but got the fewest followers there because they said I cuss too much. Okay, so I had to create something else to get around. Yes, on Twitter they talking about you cuss too much. When I just saw a woman, one of these MAGAs, say that she wants the alligators in Florida to eat all 65 million Hispanics in the country, and she was not banned. I saw another MAGA say that they didn't kill enough Indians, and she's not banned. I saw the president of the United States say that Israel and Iran don't know what the fuck they're doing. And you know he wasn't banned. But y'all know it's different rules. They play by different rules, but it's all right. Follow that IG Entertainment. Shout out to that queen. That queen, you know, one of the realest ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Queen is the realest one.
Yeah, she be holding me down for real. So follow that because I'm trying to monetize that. I'm trying to monetize every single platform. Yeah, that's what Twitter told me even before Elon purchased it. Y'all know, some of y'all may know, you can go watch grown folks movies on Twitter. Okay, if you go to the right place on Twitter, you can see everything. But they trying to tell me that I cuss too much. Man, different rules. That's all right. We still gonna win, baby.
Hey, man.
We still gonna win.
Hey, man. Hey, we be out this thing, y'all. Be easy. Peace.